Stade Francais are one of the most decorated clubs in French rugby, winning the domestic title 13 times, a record second only to Toulouse. But despite the impressive history, things haven't run smoothly for the Parisians in recent times.
Stade
Francais experienced some financial difficulties 4 years ago, so I started having discussions with them. From that moment, I took over the club as I wanted to try and maintain it at the top of French rugby. Since then, we've arrived in this new Jean Bois stadium, and we are currently starting afresh with this new chapter. We have a fine working project which is aiming to grow the most important factors, develop our fan base, and work with all the people who love the club.
There's been a lot of change. I think during times of change it's hard. You know, Max Guazzini, who was the foundation of everything for that club, left. And, you know, there was a change in personnel, I think, and also the whole European dynamic of rugby. And I think perhaps, yes, Stade had rested on their laurels a little bit and lived off the glory days. And that's why I love them. But that's probably why they're not doing as well as they could do and should do.
The ambition of Stade Francais is to come back to the highest level and to compete for silverware every year. We've won 5 titles in the past 15 years, but now it's been 7 years since we last won anything. So what I want is to return this club back to the top of this championship.
While Stade Francais' progress has slowed just across the capital, there's been a revival of another club with a great history. Racing Metro have expanded quickly since achieving promotion in 2009. They've invested in some impressive facilities, including a new state-of-the-art home ground.
First of all, it's not a stadium, it's an arena. It's an auditorium that will hold up to 40,000 spectators. It will have the best acoustics. It will be closed, heated, ventilated and cooled with a natural synthetic lawn. Natural synthetic is the future. I totally believe in it. Saracens are playing on it already, and they've scored twice as many tries since they've been playing on the surface.
And with one eye on the future, the investment has also filtered its way down to the academy.
C'est vrai que depuis que je suis arrivé, le Racing, ils font tout pour que j'atteigne le haut niveau.
Since I've arrived, Racing has been doing everything to help me reach a higher level. For my education, Racing have in place school lessons to learn other languages so that we have something else other than rugby. They give us a good level of schooling and give us the opportunity to speak several languages.
The top 14 currently seems awash with big-name signings and super-rich clubs. But is all this money healthy for the sport?
I would sum this up with these words. Sport should not be at the service of money, but money should be at the service of sport. In the case of Racing, when I took over 7 years ago, the budget was €2 million per year. Today, it's €24 million per year. Do you know how much goes back to the state? €13 million each year returns to the state's wallet in taxes, income tax and VAT. So as long as rugby clubs are managed like sports businesses, the base doesn't get lost and it can be very virtuous.
Despite the club's changing fortunes, the rivalry has remained as strong as ever.
C'est sûr que la rivalité s'est développée. On est rivaux depuis plus de 100 ans.
We have been rivals for over 100 years, so it's not new, and I hope it won't stop.
Ça date pas d'hier, et j'espère que ça va pas s'arrêter.
And of course, ever since Racing has come back into the top 14, there's derbies again, and this rivalry contributes to the interest in the championship and the interest supporters have in our respective clubs.
À l'intérêt des supporters dans nos deux clubs respectifs.
I'd rather Stade Francais became French champions rather than another club, because it would mean they have succeeded and I'll have to hurry and catch up. I don't want to position Racing like the club of the capital or of Greater Paris. Let's say Rugby in Paris is lucky to have two big clubs that want to revive their past and be as competitive as possible.